And I was so into the idea of it being
So
Star
like
Wars.
minute details.
I was like so
Mm-hmm.
into the idea of it being Star Wars themed and space themed, and yeah, kind of took that from me, that hope. But it having, speaking of it having the space theme, what would you like wish for the next theme, for the new aesthetic? What would you wish for that?
Honestly, I'm gonna be happy with likely whatever comes out
Hmm.
because I'm
Yeah.
so invested and I love the band. I love and admire Tobias, but I could see it being more sharp edges, more like even maybe some Rocky Horror influences where it's both
Ooh.
Ooh,
alt poppy meets science fiction. Because to
Ooh.
me that
amazing.
says ghost in my mind.
Yeah.
Um, I could see a distinct look that is just very different from what any other person is doing right
Hmm.
now. I could see it going in that direction.
Oh, that
So,
makes me like so excited.
absolutely. I just, but part of the fun of this thing is getting other people's views and opinions, and we just like you're our second guest, and we already got two completely different aesthetic
Oh yeah.
ideas.
Completely different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Because
good.
Jillian and in my opinion are kind of the same when it comes to the new Papa. So it's amazing to get some other opinions.
Right.
If you said more sharp on the aesthetic, would that also be the same for the new music?
I I don't know because I feel like it's not that that's hard to say with him because I know he tries to pick a very
Mm-hmm.
distinct sound. Like
Hmm.
I just heard the other day that Square Hammer wasn't on the original Meliora vinyl because he said it didn't fit with the overall aesthetic.
Yeah.
So I do think everything is so deeply thought out. I think it might be like the last album, well, Impera, technically before Phantomime,
Yeah.
was they said very Blue Oyster Cult, very 80s. I could see it staying within that aesthetic because I think that was really popular to broaden Ghost to the masses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I could see even more 80s influences or
Yeah.
even 70s
Yes, I would
influences.
love that, especially some 70s rock or something. Oh, I would love to see that.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was an interview, and I think I mentioned this to our last guest, where they asked him what kind of music he wanted for the future, and I think he said, "I'm leaning more towards 70s rock." So
Yeah.
Fingers
hope
crossed.
so. Yeah.
No, that would be amazing.
Kind of what he grew up with, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
I would think that makes sense. Like maybe it might sound more like Kiss. I doubt it,
Mm,
but maybe.
could
That'd be
be.
fun
Or
though.
Absolutely.
yeah, and
Some.
maybe more armor like in Kiss.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Yes. That would be fucking cool. Um, it being 70s rock, I mean, the 70s had some amazing fashion, also in music.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about what could imagine as outfits or maybe even a stage aesthetic for the new era, if you want to call it that?
I haven't deeply thought about that only because I've never actually seen them live. So
Hmm.
for me, everything I've seen has been very 2D from
Yeah, sure.
videos and
Yeah,
pictures. Um, I do think whatever it is will be stunning,
absolutely.
especially with the fact that they made the portable, not portable set, but like with the stained glass windows being the
That
blow
blew
up.
my mind when I saw that
Yeah.
video of it being blown
The
up.
bouncy castle?
Hmm.
Because you can't even
Yeah.
tell, like when you're
No.
watching them live.
Right.
I'm
And it's
like,
so smart.
yeah, so
Hmm.
smart.
Yeah. I I think whatever is done will reflect the overall aesthetic. And I
Yeah.
still think that we'll obviously see the artistic influences, maybe with the stained glass windows, but maybe they'll have a different look to them
Hmm.
Hmm.
overall.
So,
I don't have a super strong opinion formed on
could you see them moving away from this? religious satanic vibe when it comes to the just the looks. Like the right now, of course, the stained
Maybe
glass,
like a
and it
less
looks.
traditional.
Yeah, yeah. Could you see that for them?
Only in part. I think it's almost going from, in my opinion, less satanic to more direct judgment of things. Like he's calling out people directly and not so much communities, like with Griftwood, for
Yeah,
example.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
So I could see it calling out groups of people and being a satire, satirizing those groups. Like even with Jesus He Knows Me,
yeah,
it's less focusing on the origins of the band, but going more into maybe his overall message, what he intended to do
yeah.
with the band is to show you directly to your face of like what's really happening and why it can be mocked.
I
That's
really
interesting.
hope he goes in that direction. Like the art for Impera, when you get to the 20s art and Griftwood and stuff like that, like that Donald Trump art
Mhm.
cracked me up. Like it is
Absolutely.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love direct, what's it called? You know what I mean? Like choosing a direct group.
Yeah.
Like I love that. I love that. And I hope the next album is even more specific instead of
Mhm.
broad Satanism
Mm.
or yeah.
Speaking of the next album, that was a very good transition. Julia, not going to lie. Have you thought about when you think it could come out?
I I really think, well, I thought it was going to be sooner than now, but at the same time, I remember reading he was excited to be on break
Yeah.
and that he had already had his plan of what he was going to do. I think it'll either be within this year's summer
Mm-hmm.
or next year January.
Okay.
Huh. Okay.
Okay.
Just, I hate to say it, but for Americans, it is an election year. It might be inspiration.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't even think of that,
And
Rebel.
Oh my God.
Yes. Okay.
Wow.
so
Okay.
he might wait to drop it in January because that would be the transition if someone new is elected.
Wow. Good
Yes.
idea. I haven't thought about that.
So
Oh, thank you for that.
I, I I just thought of it just now. Thank you.
Oh my God. Um, Me not being the only person having thought about that, that the new album could get dropped with the movie. Um, what are your thoughts on the movie in general? Are you excited to see it?
I am. I Oh man, when I found out, like, I mean, we all thought that they were filming
Sure.
for the
Yeah.
LA ritual. I mean, no
Oh
one could
yeah.
have their phones. It was the immediate assumption. I was actually in Alaska during the LA ritual,
Mm-hmm.
and my ritual had been canceled, and my best friend was actually trying to get us out to LA, and I was like, I'm not even gonna be
Oh.
near
Oh my
where that's
God.
happening. But it's okay. One day.
One day.
One day.
We'll make it happen.
Thanks. But I'm very excited about it, but actually I was talking to my partner about this earlier today, and I had mentioned to him about how, you know, there people were filming, and he mentioned to me that Metallica actually has a concert movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. And he said that in the movie, it follows a storyline, but in between parts of the story, they play a song, and at the very end, it's the concert. And I think
Oh.
it's likely that would have been an influence
Oh yeah.
for the
Absolutely.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think it'll be definitely part chapter video, part concert. Like it'll be conversations, I think, between Copia and Saltarian, Sister, and Papa Mill.
So just
Then
just
like
like
going back and forth with
so
songs.
some more like lore basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you think it would start from the beginning
Ooh,
of
some past,
the
like
chapters
some history.
and maybe like 2 new chapters within the movie?
Oh, yeah, like it's like an entire chapter video, you mean?
Yeah, like starting from chapter 1, chapter 2, like they play little
Mhm.
bits. I don't know.
Oh,
Like a whole copia thing.
uh, cornucopia, if you will.
Cornucopia. Yeah, that's his biblical name.
Um, maybe it would be cool if they did a behind the scenes of making, like, or if they did bloopers. That would be really cute
Oh,
of them
yes.
in
That'd be
character.
so
Yes,
cute.
bloopers,
Oh my
yes.
It was bloopers.
God.
Yeah.
Do you think they will drop it before? Like, do you think it will drop after the album, or maybe before the album, or with the album?
I think the day before or the day the album drops.
Oh my
Okay.
god,
Um,
that would
yeah.
That'd be overstimulation. That'd be so
imagine the
uncomfortable.
fandom.
And
Oh my
maybe-
god.
And maybe he wouldn't do that. Maybe that would be too much. I mean, he technically,
bring
I
it
think
on.
I think Tobias Forge has a burner account. Like I think a lot of people
Absolutely,
do.
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But I part of me thinks it would drop the same day because people would like who had pre-ordered the album would get it and then would already have listened to it. If it drops on Spotify the same day, those users would have already listened to it.
Hmm.
I think it'll kind of come as like a surprise. Like it'll just be like you have to be on their YouTube channel to see new
Oh,
update.
yeah.
And it'll be the feature length film will be dropped there because I just have a feeling it'll be available on YouTube. And
So for free,
Okay.
you
so that
say?
anyone, yeah, for
Hmm.
free. And because I don't think it'll be too terribly long. I see it being like 90 minutes
Yeah.
just in my head. But yeah, I think it'll be like their old chapter videos where you just happen to be like looking and
And it
it'll
pops
be
up.
there.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Do you think they will put in all of the songs from the LA concerts, or do you think they will, take just a couple of them?
I think it'll definitely be the ones that had the unique performances for sure.
Yeah, sure, like 20s,
Yeah,
if you have
20s,
Ghost,
if you
Dance
have
Macabre,
Ghost.
yeah.
Hmm
Yeah.
All of those. And I think probably if they have any other major hits that are like their
Yeah.
top played songs,
Mariana Cross,
Yeah.
probably
probably.
those two. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Have you like heard stuff from the movie? Like, did you follow Twitter or whatever during that time?
No, I actually don't use Twitter, or X as it's now
Good
called.
for you,
It's still
trust me.
Twitter.
Good for you.
It was just too much for me,
Yeah.
and I kept getting emails about people posting that I'm like, I don't even know who this is. Why am I getting an email about someone making an update? I just deleted my account. But did you have like a specific question about what was on Twitter? Because I'd love to hear about it because I didn't see it unless someone screenshotted it and shared it.
Well, I have to say my friend went to both LA concerts, and I got most of the news from her because for me she was a trusted source. Twitter wasn't. um
Oh, interesting. Okay.
did you see the the
Was-
the the, the boxing glove thing? Did you heard of that?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your opinion on that? What is going to happen with that?
Ooh. Also, if this is helping you guys hear me better, let me know. I wasn't sure if it was helping. If this is
It's-
closer.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's good.
I just didn't want to be like this the whole video. That's fine.
Put it in your
Um,
mouth.
Just chew.
Yeah,
Chew
just
on it.
glue it on there.
ASMR. Demented ASMR. I think it comes back to Mr. Saltarian training him
Yes.
on the beach.
Yeah.
What was he training him for? But I was talking to Jillian. I do have some theories when it comes into potential Star Wars lore.
Please
Yes,
let
I
us
do
know.
think I think a lot of it relates to it. It like, you know that meme from It's Always Sunny with Charlie and he has the graph.
Yes.
Yes.
He looked-
The big corkboard.
That was me when Jillian posted a thing saying, Star Wars, is it all connected? And I stopped and I was like, wait, is it? And it just hit me and my eyes just bulged out of my face. And I was like, oh no. And I started writing Jillian and she was like, save this for Friday.
Good, Joey, good.
I took notes on that.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, no.
It's interesting, and this is actually a side note. Sabrina, did you grow up watching Disney's Hercules?
I did not. Of course, I know Hercules in the story, but I haven't. But I know you can talk. I will understand.
It's okay. Disney's Hercules isn't related to his real mythology at all, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's basically a superhero movie. It's this underdog who gets trained and to show his strength, and then he ultimately helps defeat these enemies that come into into Earth or the place where he lives. And Hercules is Superman in the Disney Hercules movie. He's also Rocky Balboa, and all of those things. Yes, all of those things are based on mythology, and I still think Star Wars has a lot more to do with it. That's just me.
Listen,
I'm very right now.
I'm very big on on Greek mythology. So if this has anything to do with that, I know I will know.
So Star Wars is based on many types of mythology, namely Greek and Arthurian mythology, but then it's also based on religious stories.
Yeah.
So if you think like Luke Skywalker, he's an underdog who came from supposedly nothing, and he was entranced by what could be, right? He wanted more for himself, lost everything, had to be trained to build his way back up, and ultimately he was very powerful.
Yeah.
And Skywalker, Hercules, Copia, to me, they're all in that same Venn diagram. And just this is kind of like a little bit unrelated, but this is something I had in my notes. I should probably pull them up.
I love like
I
these
have multiple.
prepared
You can't
guests.
see them.
I love it.
It's the Virgo in me. There's multiple.
Same. I'm also a Virgo.
I remember that. Let's see. Okay, so I have a whole Star Wars references section.
Oh my god, that's fucking cool.
I think I told Jillian this. Tobias having that Darth Vader ring makes sense. He was born in 81. My siblings were born in 80 and 82. They're in that same age who grew up with the VHS tapes of Star Wars, the original trilogy. It was really popular. Sheets, toys, other kinds of decor, everything was marketed to kids.
Yeah.
And adults got into it too, but it was meant to be more so for it was a coming of age story.
Sure.
And it would be interesting. Does he see himself as Anakin or as Luke? Specifically for Copia. Because I do think, this is only my opinion, I think Copia is his self-insert character because of how much he expressed his initial dislike for Copia.
Oh, shit, yes.
And people never, there's not a lot of people who love talking about themselves and expressing themselves as a specific character. And he really didn't like Copia at first, but Copia got the most character development.
Yeah.
So I think it might be related, but Anakin Skywalker is the father of twins, a boy and a girl. Who else is the father of twins?
Oh my gosh,
wow.
This is blowing my mind right now.
I'm pretty sure you're the first person in this fandom to think about that.
I was up until the wee hours of the morning and I'm writing this stuff down and I'm like, does this make any sense? I don't know.
Absolutely.
I love this.
Wow.
I love this right now.
Thank you. I know that this is going really wild. I'm sorry if you need to bring me back to the point. Please tell me.
No.
Oh,
I,
no,
I don't
absolutely.
mind. I'm not offended.
Keep going to infinity and beyond, girlfriend.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
We're going there. Get your helmet on. So
I'm ready.
so I the Darth Vader thing, it could be that he likes either of those main characters,
Mhm.
right? I could really see either one. Anakin, like, are you too familiar with all of the movies?
Listen,
least
let me
the
let
general
me
plot?
let me take off my
Mhm.
shirt. Let me show you something. It's not pretty, but I have a little Star Wars tattoo on on my arm.
Oh, that's
So
cute.
I'm
I
so
love
excited
it.
about this.
Yay! For some reason, Sabrina, I thought you had said that you hadn't watched Star Wars. For some reason, I
No.
thought that.
Oh
Wonder who it was
no.
that said that. I was thinking of someone else.
Probably.
gosh.
Oh, I love
Well,
Star
They need
Wars.
to get on it.
Honestly, if you haven't seen any Star Wars movie,
Yeah, no.
it's like,
But,
can I trust
I
you?
mean, who am I? Who am I to judge? Because I haven't watched a single, Lord of the Ring movie or
Yeah.
The
I'm
Hobbit.
judging her a lot for
I
that.
don't know. But
I've
sure.
only seen them once, all of them one time.
Oh
It's
my
okay.
You guys are hurting me.
God.
My family was very Star Wars focused, like, because usually people are either Star
Star
Trek
Trek,
or
yeah.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
some both. My family was Star Wars all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
Good.
Star Wars collectibles. I grew up with that stuff in my house. So yeah, but for me, Star Wars girl.
It all
But
pays
yeah,
off.
Anakin. Yeah, right, in this conversation. But if he sees himself as Darth Vader or Anakin was the chosen one, who was kind of like the Star Wars mythological Jesus,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which Poppy as parents, we assume all we want. We don't technically, I mean, we know Sister Imperator.
He
is his
gives
mom.
no definitive answer for any of this.
Right, which I think is intentional,
Mm-hmm.
most definitely. But Anakin knew who his mom was. He was like born from the power of the Force, right, with the midichlorian cells. But he was this really powerful child who everyone was like scared of because he was so powerful and no one wanted to train him, and he had a lot of resentment for that. So I wonder, could that be Copia's inner feelings?
Wow.
Because Sister
Ooh.
Imperator refuses to call him Papa even though he's earned that title.
Yeah.
Yeah. There could be a lot of resentment there.
Yeah. Who trained him? You know, he just kind of came out of nowhere. He had the second most employee of the month awards, and all of a sudden he was leading the band. So who taught him? Was it just Sister behind closed doors? Was he just kind of always there in the background and we never noticed?
Was it
But
Mrs.
ultimately
Saltarian?
it led
All throughout his childhood?
Mr. Saltarian, yes. I also have a different opinion on Saltarian related to The Shining, but I'll get to that
Oh, I'm
in a
excited for that.
bit.
Oh.
And everyone who's watching this, I don't speak from a place of absolute truth. This is just my opinion as someone who likes a lot of things. But then if he's like more based on Luke Skywalker, who is obviously the son of Anakin, but he can't grasp the fact that his father is this evil being. Right? And what hit me when Jillian posted about the Empire has been built. What if the Empire strikes back?
That blew my mind when Jen said that.
It did for me too.
I was making salads at work. I'm like, oh, I need
Like, got dressing on her fingers trying to grab her phone.
Let me wipe that off and get to her phone.
Yeah, that was
lettuce flying. But that movie is often deemed like the best Star Wars movie, right?
Yeah.
Most fans would say The Empire Strikes Back is their absolute favorite because it's the one with the revealing truth in it.
Yeah.
That was the big surprise. Like, it really did catch people by surprise. So I could see it being a thing where ultimately, because I feel like I've been talking about this for way too long, but that,
No.
oh, thank you. I could just gab all day, but that, but I feel if he is more like Luke, which I could see too,
Mm-hmm.
there's ultimately a standoff and people do die. And I mean, Papa Nil's already Force Ghost. That's so Star Wars coded. I
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, I said that to Jill the other day. It's
It
like
is.
it gives me like these hologram vibes, which was so popular all throughout Star
oh,
Wars.
yes. And at the end of Return of the Jedi, when Luke finally like comes to terms with what's happened, which he never really does, but like when he looks off into the distance, he sees Obi-Wan, he sees his father Anakin, and he sees all of them like looking on at him
Hmm.
because ultimately he is still no, he's not alone, but like he never really got to have that community that he had
Sure.
so hoped
Mm-hmm.
for. So I do think it would be a big standoff between Copia and either Nil or with Sister Imperator because she gives me Emperor Palpatine vibes.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, we talked about that.
100%.
Absolutely, yeah. Imagine,
Yeah,
imagine
I.
if they did. Leon, our other guest, Leviathan Forge, he said that maybe they,
Mhm.
throughout the 2 days of filming without an audience in the LA Forum, maybe they build a, like a boxing ring in the Forum, where they did a fight, and imagine if they did a lightsaber fight. That would be fucking cool.
Ooh,
I would love that.
that would be cool.
Absolutely.
That that would be really cool. Because technically, during the LA ritual, he wasn't fighting anybody, right?
No.
He just came like he was
Yeah.
dressed for the ring.
He was
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
dressed, he did some boxing moves, and that was it.
Did they
Okay.
carry him off stage in his uniform?
I think yes. I think
I
so.
can't
Yes.
remember.
I
Yeah.
think I think Renee said that they just yeah no no I think he just walked off stage or something with the outfit
Okay.
on, yeah. Yeah.
So interesting. I wish I could have seen it in person. Like I would have
Me
loved to have seen
too.
him with the
to
full mask on and everything, but also that.
to this day, I'm so jealous of my friend for having been there and having been able to see Tobias getting his shoes changed. She was barrier for that night, for both nights, but especially that night. I was
Ooh.
so jealous when that leaked that he had the shoe problems. I kind of hope that they will show that in like some bloopers or anything or something like that. That would be cool.
About the sock. Because he had on like Nike socks or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. I think Twitter found that out and found out where to buy them in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Didn't surprise me at all.
Oh, they should have had the little crucifix on them. But
Aww.
that would have been really cute on the
Oh.
side.
Oh
Oh,
my
but I
god.
Well,
have one more.
yes. Bring it on.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Because I know I started talking about Hercules from Disney, specifically Disney, not mythology. Anyone who's watching this going, what is she talking about? Um, because that just reminded me of that with the boxing.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so the last thing I have about Luke, if Copia is Luke Skywalker coded,
Mm-hmm.
going into Copia's future, I do not think he will die because Luke I don't think Luke could handle everything that happened, and he just left and he went to live on that island by himself, where
Yeah.
he started training other future Jedi's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could honestly see Copia doing that. And it references Respite on the Spitalfields because he would go softly into the night. He would just disappear.
Oh.
Dude, you are blowing my
Oh
mind
my
today.
god. You should get a podcast just
Thank
talking about
you.
your
Yeah,
theories.
do a podcast.
Aw. But that
Wow.
was my last thing is like I really feel like that could I mean it could all be really related. He might listen to this and think it's stupid how far off it is, but it's
Maybe he will
just
draw some
it's
inspiration
a
from
vibe.
that.
Watch. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I really think there might be more to it than we like to give it credit for, especially because in the one chapter video, he was correctly quoting Star Wars
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was.
From technically, I think it was supposed to be The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And that
that could be
lightsaber.
all.
Yeah, the
That could
audition
be all
tape.
weaved
Yeah.
in there. Yeah,
But
who is your daddy? What does he do? Yes, Jillian.
I love those ideas and theories because we can see Copia. I mean, so much of the fandom is like, did he kill the other papas? Did he put the hit out on the papas? Like, is there an evil side to Copia? And of course, that would root from being an underdog, not taken seriously, especially by Nil,
Mm.
um, gaining in resentment, and maybe the next, era is I'm Papa, deal with it. I'm evil now. You know what I mean? But there is such a innocence and kindness to him that I could totally see him being like Luke too.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
Oh. So, and I also have to say, it kind of like Star Wars. You can kind of combine it with the Antichrist theory, especially if you say he's Anakin, or he could be Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any thoughts on the Antichrist theory?
Or any of the theories, really?
Yeah.
Well, I talked to my partner about the Caligula theory, and he went
Yeah.
Caligula.
Yeah.
Because we've been rewatching Rome, which was an HBO show from almost 20 years ago, which is crazy to believe. But it's hard to say for me personally. Because of course I don't want anything bad to happen to him because I love Copia.
Yeah.
But that's not me writing the story. I can't decide that.
Sure.
I could see it happening. And I mean, lots of people have pointed this out. Copia does mean copy. Are there two of them and we don't know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think maybe there might be one Copia who maybe he stays Copia because of the look, but it's actually like the original Copia.
Yeah.
Because I could see it like because so many movies have done this. Like I was talking again to my partner because I've been bothering him so much about this, and he's like, I don't know, I don't listen to the music, I don't know what you're talking about. But American Horror Story did it, where they had the twins, and the one twin died in season 1 because he was, but the other one because they were the one was born by who was fathered by the actual husband, and the one was fathered by the ghost, right? So it could be something with if he is sister's child, was there some type of deal made to where they would eventually switch places? Or and that's when he leaves. So it's like a kind exit where he just goes off and he does retire. Or does something happen to our Copia and then we get this original twin type who comes into play?
Wow, interesting.
I like that. Like a good twin and a bad twin.
So do you think the album, not the album, the movie will also be the end for Papa? Like, do you think that he will reveal a new Papa in the movie, or when do you think is that going to happen?
I think the movie would definitely tell us, because I think if it wasn't the movie, it would have already happened at the very last concert, which was in Australia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Melbourne, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I think either we'll keep him, we'll have Copia or Copia as we know him, and or or we will get someone that Copia has chosen.
Oh.
Because sister chose him, right?
Yeah.
From the lineup.
Yeah.
Papa Nil was disappointed. I don't know that Papa Nil was even disappointed or if this is all Sister Imperator's doing, but it was his lineage. So who's to say that someone else can't be picked? Because you can't keep the same lineage
Sure.
if people aren't procreating. which is interesting. We've never seen prime movers for any of the Papas.
Right.
Different point though. But like,
Hmm.
I think Copia might surprise us by introducing someone he's actually chosen who he thinks is worthy of doing it.
Wow, that would be
I like
kind
that.
of cool. Yeah, me too. Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I think also a lot of the fandom is like, Terza's going to come back. Or, you know, why is Nil anti-dying right now? Like, he's gaining strength. Like, is he
Anti-dying.
going to take over anti-dying?
Copia could be a vessel that Nil
That's what I was thinking.
uses. I could see that too because like that would mean it's Copia's death, right? Because his soul no longer is in that body.
Yeah. He's like feeding
So,
off of him and gaining strength, like a
yeah,
parasite.
he's
Wow.
the host, right?
That would make sense with Copia on stage saying that he's getting weaker, especially during the last concert for the tour. Wow, I've never thought about that. You know, like Papa, like Nihil taking all his energy and all his vitality. Ooh, yeah, never thought about that. Could make
Maybe.
sense.
I mean, how many times did Emperor Palpatine come back? If he's actually like that. Just saying. I always think of that Danny DeVito meme where he's like, I just start zapping. Like,
Yeah.
because that's what, because everyone has seen, not The Last Jedi, the one that came after that. With Rey and Kylo Ren. I can't even remember it because I'm like,
yeah, they were meh.
I don't.
They're okay.
I only
They
liked
were
it because of
fine.
Kylo Ren, if I'm being honest.
I just looked at him
I mean,
the whole time.
Yeah, me too.
Adam Driver.
Oh, yes.
We love a tall man.
We love a tall man with a big nose.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he just came back for some reason. It was like, how are you even here? You were thrown down this thing. How did you? But the power, right? We don't understand it. Maybe it's something to do with black magic, maybe it's witchcraft, maybe it's a deal made with a demon or devil. I don't know. But it would be interesting to see because it is interesting that Papa Nil was sharding in the car.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, he shouldn't be.
That was so random.
Shitting. He's a ghost.
Maybe that were some stuff back from Tobias's co-promancer days. He just wanted to include that somehow.
But
he just thinks that fart jokes are funny. Which
they are.
Yeah, that's on brand. On brand.
I really do love the Caligula theory though, because if I remember the story correctly, because I went into a deep dive on Caligula one day months ago when they released the slowed down Mariana Cross and they released that album art.
Coin, yeah.
And I'm somebody who doesn't associate the music with the lore, and I also don't associate like t-shirt art with lore.
Me neither, no.
But La Mantra Mori, is that what the song's called?
Yeah.
Like, we focus on your death, you share not the blood of ours. And I always like that with the Caligula theory, because they all like stab Caligula, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yes. So I kind of think, I don't know, maybe Papa will get stabbed because he really doesn't share the blood. He doesn't share the bloodline, you know? So that's what I think.
Yeah.
Or could it be that Sister Imperator gets stabbed?
Yeah, yes. I thought about that too, because I thought that maybe this was very, very, very short after the LA rituals. I thought that maybe Saltarian was training Copia because Saltarian knows that Sister and Nihil, you know, they are planning something to have Copia killed, whatever. And then he was training Copia to fight his own mother for some reason. Yeah, so I also thought that, that maybe she's going to die.
Yeah.
Real quick. if this is all based on The Shining,
Yes,
this whole
give us
movie
the
is
Shining
The
theory.
Shining,
I love The Shining.
then that would mean Mr. Saltarian is Decaloran and Copia is
Mm-hmm.
Danny, which we've already seen Copia depicted as Danny. And what does he do? He helps him figure out how to use The Shining. And they try to warn each other.
Ooh.
So, and then at the end, Wendy gets out with Danny, but, you know, Jack is left and he's frozen to death. So, and technically, it's because he gets overwhelmed with the spirits, right? From Overlook. So, I could see that happening to Sister. I could see Sister representing everything that Tobias hated in that teacher he had when he was in grade school.
Oh yes, his math teacher, yeah.
So really, this is just his alternate universe where he takes out the ultimate revenge on the person who affected his studies and who led him to question his education and to pursue, researching Satanism, and just school wasn't as important because of that. I don't know, that just came to me.
I love it.
I hope he calls me and tells me that I'm right. That would be cool. But
free tickets to the next show, front row, backstage.
Please tell him to come on this podcast in case you get to talk to him.
Well, do you guys want to know who he texts? I mean, if he sees this, I'm sorry. I don't think you'd be offended by it. But I met Doug Bradley last October at Spooky Empire, and he played Pinhead in the original Hellraiser series.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Yeah, no, go ahead, yeah.
I had followed Doug Bradley for a bit, and I noticed he really liked Ghost.
Yeah.
So when I got to speak to him, I asked him explicitly about Ghost, because I said, "What is your favorite Ghost song?" And he went, "It's like asking who my favorite child is." And he told me he calls Tobias Toby.
Aww.
Which is adorable. But he just has his phone number and they text.
Aww.
Because whenever they're in the same city,
cool.
He'll just get him into the show, is what he was telling me. But then his wife came out, Doug Bradley's wife, Steph. She's an incredible artist, by the way, if you guys ever want to look at her stuff. But she was like, "Oh yeah, we have pictures." They started showing me pictures of them when they met the band back in,
oh my god,
like 2014 or 2016, because Doug Bradley said even though he played Pinhead, he does not like metal music, really.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, I can hear all the words and I can get on with this melody and I love this. But he and other actors from horror were approached by, he said, Ghost over a decade ago, and that they offered them tickets to go to their concert, which was in that area, and he and his wife were some of the only ones that said yes, to my memory. And they just formed a friendship, which is so cute.
Aww.
And now he goes to every single tour cycle.
Oh wow.
And they get VIP tickets and they see them.
Aww. Oh,
how wonderful.
What a
Thank
cool
you for
story.
sharing that with us.
Yeah, but Sabrina would like this. He did say his favorite song was Darkness at the Heart of My Love, which I know Jillian is not a fan of.
No, not at all.
It's my favorite too, but that's okay.
The only worst thing
Love
he could have
that
said
for you
was
both.
my favorite song is Dance Macabre. I think Jillian would have, quit the
I would
fandom.
have burst into flames, I think.
Oh, if he had said that?
Yeah. What is your favorite Ghost song, Rebel?
It probably still is Darkness at the Heart of My Love.
Okay.
It was the third song I ever heard, and I listened to it 16 times and was just crying. And yeah, it was funny. It was in August 2022. I was on TikTok naturally, and I saw it was Mary on the Cross was playing, but it was a video of Papa shimmying with Swiss, and I went, "What is this clown man doing? Who is he?" Yeah, I'm like, "Who is he? Who is this other guy? Why is he in this mask? Like, what is this?" And I looked it up, and I was a goner. I listened to like 2 albums in one night. I was like, "This is incredible. Why have I been missing from all of this?" But yeah, probably that. But Mariana Cross got me into it, and it's in my top 2, I would say.
I love that song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
They could never
What
make
about
me
you,
hate
Jill?
Mariana Cross.
Yeah, I will
Aw.
never get sick of that song.
Yeah. What did you say, Rebel?
I said, what about you two? What are your favorite songs? Like, if you had to pick 1 or 2.
So, if you want me to start, my favorite used to be Elizabeth. I just loved it because I'm such an Opus girl. But now, and
Yeah.
I think for the rest of the time, it will be Stand By Him. That song is just a 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, I think nothing will ever will come. Yeah, no, Stand By Him, and then maybe Elizabeth, I think. And then Mariana
Okay.
Cross, probably. Yeah. Jillian. Probably Dance Macabre, huh?
I
She looks pained
Probably-
over there in the corner.
you know what? I really like the Dance Macabre, like the other version that he did, the slowed down.
Oh, yeah,
80s
yeah.
Feeling
Yeah,
one.
the nocturnal
That
one?
is yes. But Griftwood gets me turned. I love that song, and I was one of the lucky few to see it live, and it's even better live.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Amazing.
that's so cool.
Mariana Cross, I never get sick of it. Never. But yeah, let's see. Faith. I really love the guitar in Faith.
Yeah, such a good one.
But I would say Griftwood is probably my favorite.
I love that we're across the board. Mary on the Cross is
Yes.
a common feature, but we all have different favorites. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think so. Rebel, are you big in the ghoul games? And like, are you into the ghouls or the ghoulettes?
Honestly, not as much. Nothing against them. I just love admiring
Ditto.
Papa.
Yeah.
But out of all of them, I would say probably Cumulus is my favorite ghoulette. And Swiss.
Love Swiss.
He's
Jetty
such
is so cute.
Yeah, but also
such a sweetie.
such a chaos gremlin
Absolutely.
for such a tall person, and I love it.
Imagine if he wasn't like if he wasn't assigned that little stage in the background, he would be all over that stage, all over it. Yeah.
I was gonna say I've seen that picture with the fence around it because he has to be locked away.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny if their designs had muzzles.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Like, could you imagine Swiss barking
and
he had
you
a
just see
muzzle
his
on?
teeth like
Through the bars.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Also thinking about like more influences, Mad Max maybe. Or,
I love Mad Max.
Yes.
Because like leather, but it's dirt and maybe that too. Like I could just see that because it combines so many different elements.
Yeah.
I'd like that, yeah. I'd like to see some leather on that stage. Absolutely. Love that.
Yeah, just a little more leather.
Yeah.
We love that.
Same, me too.
Gotta make sure he has baby powder for those pants.
Oh my god, yeah, the chaffing will be intense.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't do that. I think it'd be very uncomfortable,
no,
but it'd be cute. We would all love it.
Absolutely. Imagine the sweat collecting
You
in
need
the
lots
air.
of ice cubes.
Yeah.
What ritual was that when he said that?
It's in
Wasn't
Australia.
Australia, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it was like one of the last couple shows.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous.
Listen, I'm just going to put in a little clip of that right now.
I'm gonna take this ice cube and I'm gonna put it down my pants. I usually don't do that, but that is to make me feel a little bit better because now I'm focusing on that.
Okay. mentioned, especially Jillian mentioned the shirts for the merch. Do you buy merch? Ghost merch?
Not that often. I remember, Sabrina, when you were talking about the pink tie-dyed bliss design, and I think how much you didn't love it. It's my favorite one.
Really?
In it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't care. I love how silly it is with the crystal pink tie-dye.
Yeah.
I love it. Because I love that artwork of Papa.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Day of the Dead inspired look. It's
Sure.
probably one of my favorite designs.
I love
I've
that
seen.
one too. Yeah.
It's so, but I have a giant one that I sleep in.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's fun for me because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed with Papa, got him here with me. I haven't bought that much actual merch though, except for like, I got these earrings. I don't know if you can see them. They say, "Call me little sunshine."
Aww.
I was showing Jillian earlier. I'll send you both the link.
Yes, please.
It's from Smiley Moon Studios, and she
They are
also
so cute.
does. Thank you. I got them for my ritual, and then I just wore them anyway and cried.
Oh.
Bless you.
If this is off topic. It's my ADHD. I'm sorry. On my Spotify
Join the
Wrapped
club.
for last year, it was like I think I listened to Mariana Cross. It was like, I don't even know how many times, it's embarrassing to say, but it was the day the ritual was canceled, and I was just crying.
Oh no. Oh no.
But
That's such a mood. I love that.
I still I'm in Florida. I still feel worse for everyone who's in South Carolina, who had the expectation it might happen. But back to the merch. No, I think the only things I've bought, I really love the shirt that's Papa 4, and he is the Batwoman where he's got his arms out. And he looks
Yes.
Yes.
like Nadia from What We Do in the Shadows,
Love that
modeled
show.
after that nude painting. I love it. And getting my plushies. I now have a collection of 4, thanks to Jillian who helped build it, and they are my children. I take them with me to photo shoots. They travel.
Love it.
They get to go to fancy restaurants. So
Love that for them.
they have such a great life. They don't
Oh
have to
my
pay
God.
bills. They just get to go to out to eat, and they sit in my purse like little dogs.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
Would. So it's.
That's so
Oh my God.
I'm gonna take a picture and post it.
Please
next
do.
time I have one of them with me. But honestly, no. It's hard because I feel like, and I know Sabrina's talked about this before. A lot of it is just very expensive, and then which I do get, but then if I see something I like, I feel like I have to buy it right then. Otherwise,
FOMO.
Yep.
it'll go out of stock, and then they might not restock it
Sure.
ever. So
I'm not sure if you've seen the episode of me and my then co-host basically shitting on Tobias and Loma Vista. A little special
Yes.
we've talked about the merch situation, and one of my points was that it's just so fucking uncreative and boring. Is there something that you've thought about that you would like to see them bring out? Merch, or like some like clothes or accessories or something like that?
I think like delicate jewelry would be really pretty. Like
Not just a
delicate small
big ass
earrings.
crucifix on a chain.
Not just a big one. Yeah. Not just like costumey, because I know the stuff is good quality, but it's so large. And then honestly, I think it would be cute if they did their own version of costumes that they could market.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe it's like a t-shirt, but it's the cardinal red cassock print and
I
that'd
would-
be cute.
I think I would be the first
That'd
person
be
to buy
cute.
that.
Yeah,
Oh my
I would
God.
definitely buy it.
Or it's like a red hoodie and it has the Beretta as the
Oh,
hood.
you just won me over. I'm the biggest Cardinal fan,
Aw.
and I just love him so much. So that would
I
be
do
amazing.
too. Cardinal's my favorite too. But yeah, I think something like that because I know that's like, wasn't that a thing at the LA Ritual too, where you couldn't wear like costumes with face paint or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the other venues too in the US, I believe.
Yeah, that's what. It's hard because like I live in Tourist Central, and you can't do that when you come to any theme park either
Hmm.
because someone will claim that you were trying to be a character when you weren't.
Hmm.
You were just trying to be yourself or to have
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, like you can't go into Universal Studios. Like I had a friend who just tried to go in with Joker makeup on and he was told to take it off or leave.
So stupid.
Yeah.
I think.
But I think if they Mhm.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Interrupt me. I just talk.
I think you muted yourself, Rebel.
Hmm?
Oh, there was no sound for you for just a second there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I think it would be cool if they marketed like their own face paint. And it wasn't just like which now he's gonna steal my idea. Well, not him.
Yeah, he
It's
will.
gonna be whoever his team.
No, it's him on
But,
his
like-
burner account.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's just going, yeah,
Taking notes.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's that person in
Twirling
my.
the non-existent mustache.
There's this program I use to upload to Spotify, and you can
Mhm.
see where people are watching, and there's like a huge percentage is from Sweden, Stockholm, and this is Tobias on his burner account 100%. I just want to believe that. So yes, Tobias, if you're watching, bring out some face paint and please you know,
Give
say
her
thank
a
you to
little
Rebel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to get a phone call from his people and be like, so you can no longer discuss this.
Oh my god.
And then like you were actually no, you can't talk about this anymore. We're taking down the podcast episode. No.
Oh my god, imagine.
But I mean, it might be like his kids.
Sure, that
watching
would be
it,
cool.
And they're
I hope they don't because
and
I said
their
some pretty
community of
offensive.
friends.
I hope they don't because I said some pretty offensive things about their dad. Some
They told on you.
He's got I'm sorry, what Gaunt's number 1. He's like, what are they doing today?
Imagine.
God
Imagine.
damn
The day I find out that Tobias is watching the podcast will be the day where my personality changes for good. So I hope I will never find
She'll be more unbearable.
yeah, even more than
As you
already.
should be.